Afternoon, grade 10s. Okay, welcome back to another video. Alright, so today we're going to be learning a little bit more about linear equations. Okay, so what does this mean? Okay, what is an equation? What does it mean that it's linear? Okay, so linear equations just means that we've got one side, our left-hand side, equal to our right-hand side. So if you think of a scale, okay, so if you look at the scale, alright, so this is just a normal scale, and at the moment, it's balanced. Alright, both sides are equal. Okay, one side is not more lopsided than the other side. Okay, but if I put something down, okay, in one of these sides, if I put like a coin, let's say I put a 1 Rand coin there, put a 1 Rand in there. Okay, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, it's going to look something like that. Okay, if I put that 1 Rand coin in, okay, my right hand side is going to look a little bit lopsided. Okay, and it's going to pull this side up. Okay, so what must I do to this side to make it level again? Okay, I put my 1 Rand in here. I need to put a 1 Rand back into the other side as well. I need to put it in both sides. Right, put the 1 Rand in the right hand side and the 1 Rand into the left hand side, and it is balanced. Okay, so let's try that again. So if I put a 5 Rand in here, alright, what do you think it's going to look like? If I put a 5 Rand, okay, it's going to look lopsided. Okay, this side's going to go up, this side's going to be heavier. Okay, it's not balanced. How do I get it balanced? Okay, I need to add a 5 Rand this side. Okay, 5 Rand that side. Alright, once I add that 5 Rand in on the right hand side again, right, then it's balanced again. Okay, so that's all equations are. All you're trying to do is whatever you do on the one side, you do to the other side, and you try and solve for x. Alright, so let's see how we're going to do that. Okay, so if we look at our first thing, okay, our first example here, can you see I've got a left hand side, okay, and I've got a right hand side. Okay, I've got x's and I've got numbers. Okay, so the linear part, when it says linear equations, okay, linear just means that x is to the power of 1. Okay, so there's no squared, there's no cube. Okay, we've got x to the power of 1. Alright, so that's very important, okay, because we're going to do some examples later in future videos, okay, where that won't be 1 anymore, where that exponent won't be 1 anymore. Then it's going to be something a little bit different. Then it's going to be called quadratic equations. Alright, so linear equations. Right, back to this. Alright, again, I want to get everything balanced firstly. Whatever I do on the left or whatever I do on the right, I need to do on both sides. Okay, so I need to solve for x at the moment. Okay, so I'm trying to solve for x. Alright, so how do I do this? Okay, how do I do this exactly? Alright, so I need to get all my x's this side and all my numbers this side. Can you see that there's x's here and there's numbers here? Right, they're not the same, so I need to do something with those. Okay, so when I say I'm going to take this x across, okay, I know your teachers say I'm going to take this x across and it's going to change the sign. Okay, but why are we doing that? Why is the sign changing? Okay, because remember, when I had my scale, okay, what I do to the one side, I need to do to the other side. Okay, so if you look at this over here, how do I get rid of this minus x on this side? What happens? I need to add an x. Okay, if I add x on this side, all right, it's going to be minus x plus x, which is 0, and I'm going to be left with just a 5. 5 plus 0. Okay, but now my scale is not, it's lopsided, okay? I did something on my right-hand side. I need to do it on my left as well. I need to add an x on this side as well. Okay, now can you see, if I take this away, okay, can you see how teachers now teach? Okay, you just take this negative x across and it becomes positive. Okay, that's what they teach. I don't necessarily like that because you don't know why. Why are we swimming across the river and stuff like that and we're changing signs? Why are we doing that, sir? Okay, because we're doing stuff on both sides here. All right. So when we add on both sides, okay, we don't necessarily write it every single time. Okay, so it's just for you to understand a little bit more what is actually happening. Okay, so now that we understand why the sign changes when we take it across, we don't have to write plus x on both sides, okay? Because now we know what we're doing, okay? So if I add an x here, okay, and I add x there, okay, it's going to be, the x's are going to cancel here, and I'm going to have 3x, and I still have a positive 14 here. Okay, how would I get rid of a positive 14? What's the opposite of addition? Subtraction. Okay, so if I minus 14 on this side, okay, minus 14 plus 14 is 0. Okay, but now my scale is lopsided. I did something on my left hand side. I need to do the same thing on my right hand side. Okay, can you see now this positive 14? Okay, it goes across the river, da 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 da, and the sign changes. Okay, that's where it comes from, because we're minusing 14 on both sides. Okay, we're keeping the scale balanced. All right, so I hope this is making sense. Okay, so now what I can do is I can just write, okay, so I'm going to have that minus 14 here. All right, now let's just simplify a little bit. Okay, so we've got 3x is equal to, what is 5 minus 14? Negative 9. Very good. All right, so now what is happening to x over here? It's being multiplied by 3, right? So I want to get x by itself. Remember, it says I need to solve for x. Okay, so what must I do here? I need to divide. Why am I dividing? Okay, because in order for me to get this 3 away, I need to do the opposite of what's happening. All right, so what's happening? I'm busy multiplying. What's the opposite of multiply? Divide. Right, so divide by 3. But I can't just do it on this side, okay, because then my scale is lopsided. I need to do it on both sides. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, I'm hoping that's making sense to you guys. Okay, so that's going to leave with x. 3 divided by 3 is 1x. Okay, and then negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. Okay, I hope that's making a little bit more sense to you guys. Okay, so let's see if we can do another example. Okay, so if you look at this now. Okay, now it looks like there's a whole bunch of stuff happening and everything's going on here. Alright, but I'm not going to fear. Alright, never have fear in maths. Okay, never ever, never works. Okay, your brain's going to shut down and you're not going to know what to do. You're going to blank out. That's what blanking out comes from. Okay, so if I look at this now, I see I've got brackets and I've got stuff connected to brackets. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Bro, you just multiply it out. Okay, we simplify. Okay, so how do I simplify brackets? Okay, we just multiply out. Okay, so again, I'm going to be solving for x again. Okay, I'm solving for x. Okay, I see I've got an equation because I've got one side equal to another side. Okay, and I'm going to solve for x. So there's my x's. Okay, so let's multiply out and see what we get. Okay, so we're going to say 3x minus 6 minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 8 minus 2x and minus 7. Alright, now in my previous example, what did I do? I got all my x's to the one side. I got all my like terms basically. Getting all my like terms to one side and all my other like terms to the other side. Alright? So, look, there's my x, there's an x, and there's an x. Okay, so this x is on the other side of my equal sign. Okay, so I need to do something with this first. Okay, so let's just write everything down that I have on this side. So I've got the 3x minus the 4x. Okay, that's all that stayed on this side. Okay, now to get rid of this minus 2 on this side, what's the opposite of subtraction? Addition. So if I add a positive 2x on both sides, all right, I'm going to be left with a positive 2x on this side. And what is minus 2x plus 2x? 0. They cancel out. Okay, now you can see your teachers when they say, okay, they swim across the river and the sign changes, da, da, da. Okay, that's where it comes from. All right, so now I don't have a negative 2x on the side anymore because I added a 2x. Okay, so it's done. It's gone. Now, what is left on my right-hand side? Now that this 2x is gone, this minus 2x is gone, I'm left with an 8 and a minus 7. Okay, but I'm still left with stuff on this side. Alright, how do I get rid of a minus 6? What's the opposite of minus? Add. So I need to add 6 on both sides. So if I add 6 on both sides, I've got a plus 6 on this side. And this side, the 6's cancel. Okay, there's no 6's anymore. How do I get rid of a positive 4? I'm minus 4 on both sides. If I'm minus 4 here, I'm going to get 0. If I'm minus 4 here, I'm going to have a minus 4. Right, so you can say, now in future, what I'm going to say is I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take the 4 across, I'm going to take the negative 6 across, okay, because we already know what we're doing. We know what we mean when we say that now. Okay, we're not just taking things across. Why are we taking them across? We need to know why. Okay, so now we've got 3x minus 4x plus 2x. What does that give you? Just x. Good. Okay, that's 5 minus 4, which is just x. Okay, and here we've got 8 minus 7 plus 6 minus 4. 3. Very good. All right. So I'm hoping this is making a little bit more sense to you guys. And I hope that you guys are getting a grasp on linear equations. Okay, so can you still see that my x over here, all these x's here, are the power of 1, power of 1, power of 1, power of 1, power of 1. Alright, power of 1 there. Okay, linear equations when my x is to the power of 1. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Okay, cool. Oh, I've got brackets again. Fantastic. Okay, what am I going to do? I'm just going to multiply those brackets out. Okay, so this over here. Okay, so what I suggest you do is you write this out twice. Okay, and you multiply out like that. Okay, so this is going to give you x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, so I just skipped a few steps. Okay, but this is what you will get if you simplify. Okay, so this would give you x squared minus x, sorry, plus x plus 1. Alright, and then I just added my like terms. So x plus x is 2x. That's all I did. So I just skipped this step. Alright, which is fine. Okay, because I don't really get marks for that. Okay, and then over here, okay, this is going to give you x squared. Okay, this is going to be negative 2x plus 3x, which is positive x. Alright, and then negative 6. Okay, you guys with me? Alright, good. Now, how do I get rid of this x squared? Okay, because I see I've got x squares on both sides. Right? How do I get rid of that? What's the opposite of addition? Okay, because there's a plus here. It's a plus x squared. Okay, so what's the opposite of plus? Minus. So if I minus x squared here, I need to minus x squared here. Alright? And what's going to happen? Minus x squared plus x squared? 0. They cancel out. X squared minus x squared cancel out on both sides. Fantastic. Alright. Now, I still have x's. Okay? So, I'm going to take all my x's to one side and all my numbers to the other side. Okay? So, if I've got 2x here, I'm left with 2x. Okay? Then I'm going to take this across, or I'm going to minus x on both sides. Okay? So, it's going to be minus x there. Right? That x is going to cancel. Alright? And then I'm left with a minus 6. To get rid of this plus 1, I'm going to minus 1 on both sides. That's going to give me 0. And I'm going to have minus 1 on this side. Right. Now, we've got 2x minus x, which is just x. And we've got minus 6 minus 1, which is just negative 7. Alright. Cool. Hope you guys are getting the hang of this now. Okay, I hope it's going a little bit quicker. Alright, let's see if we can do the next one. Oh, okay, I've got brackets multiplying again. Okay, so I'm going to just multiply this out. Okay, so I'm going to skip steps here. Okay, so I'm going to have 4x squared minus 4x plus x. Alright, so again, I just skipped the steps. You're going to have, so over here, this negative 4x comes from minus 2x minus 2x. I just simplified a little bit there. Alright, and then over here, we're going to have 4x squared, okay, minus 6 plus 6, which is 0. Okay, and then we're going to have minus 9. Okay, so basically this is just an inverse of a difference of two squares. Okay, so it's nice to notice. Okay, this is an inverse of difference of two squares. Okay, now I've got my x's here. Okay, so I want to get all my x's to one side and everything like that. Okay, so how do I get rid? What am I going to do with these x squares here? I've got 4x squared here and I've got 4x squared here. How do I get rid of those? Or what am I going to do with those? Okay, if I minus 4x squared on both sides, minus 4x here. Okay, but minus 4x squared on both sides, what's going to happen here? That's going to give me 0. This is going to give me 0. Fantastic. They cancel out. Amazing. Right, I'm left with minus 9 here. Right, I'm left with a minus 4x. Okay, and how do I get rid of this plus 1? What's the opposite of plus? Minus. So I'm going to minus 1 on both sides. Okay, this is going to give me 0 here and minus 1 on that side. Fantastic. Alright, now I look at this. I just want x. Alright, now I'll ask myself, okay, what's happening to x? It's being multiplied by negative 4. What's the opposite of that? Division. Okay, so I'm going to divide by negative 4 on both sides. Alright, so this is going to give me x, and this is going to be negative 9 minus 1, which is negative 10 over negative 4. Okay, which is negative divided by negative is a positive. 10 divided by 4 is 5 over 2. Okay. Alright, so again, I'll just reiterate. Okay, so we always do the same thing on both sides. Alright, when we're solving for x, okay, we need to find what x is. Okay, so we do the opposite of what's happening as well. Okay, so here I got rid of my x squares, my 4x squared by just minusing 4x squared on both sides. Gone, finished, klar. Alright, then over here, okay, my negative 4 stayed. Okay, how did I take this across? Okay, we take it across and the sign changes. Okay, if that's better for you, you can use that as well. Okay, sign changes, take it across. Fantastic. Okay, then I ask myself, okay, what's happening to x here? It's being multiplied. How do I get rid of a multiply? You divide. Okay, that's how you solve for x. You always just look at what's happening to it, and then you ask yourself, okay, what's the opposite of what's happening? Okay, that's how I solve for x. Okay, I hope that's making sense. Alright, so moving on. Alright, okay, fractions. Immediately, ding ding ding, alarm bells are going off. Why? Because I need to get an LCD. Always with fractions, man. Always. Alright, so LCD, so 2 and 3. What's my LCD between 2 and 3 there? 6. Fantastic. Alright, what did I do to 2 to get to 6? Multiplied by 3, so that's 3x on the top there. Minus, what did I do to 3 to get to 6? Multiply by 2. Alright, so that's 2x over there. Alright, I want to get a similar LCD this side. Okay, this 2 is over what? When it's just a whole number, it's always over 1. Alright, what do I do to 1 to get to 6? You multiply by 6. Okay, so I've got 2 times 6, which is 12 on this side. Alright, now I don't want that LCD anymore. Right, what am I going to do with that? Right, I'm going to multiply by what? Multiply by 6 on both sides. Can you guys see that? Right, I'm not dropping things. Alright, so I know in previous years you guys said, oh, your teacher said, oh yeah, no, we're just going to drop things. We're going to drop the LCD, we're going to drop the bases. No, man, we don't drop things in maths. Okay, you drop things at the gym. Okay, alright, here we need to do something on both sides to get rid of this. Okay, so on both sides I'm being divided by 6. What's the opposite of the divide? A multiply. Multiply by 6. Multiply by 6. 6's cancel. Qua. And I'm left with 3x minus 2x on the top there, which is just x, equals 12. Okay, so please guys, remember it's just a scale. Okay, equations are just a scale. Okay, what I do on the one side, I do on the other side. Okay, and you always ask yourself, what's happening? Okay, I'm going to do the opposite to get rid of it. Okay, I hope that's making sense. Alright, so moving on. Okay, fantastic, awesome. Okay, we've got some fractions. Okay, we love fractions. Okay, I'm not scared of those. Okay, we love fractions. Okay, so here we've got 4, 3, and 2 this time. Alright, so what's an LCD for 4, 3, and 2? 12. Amazing. Alright, but what must I not forget here? Look at the top, look at my numerator. I've got 2 terms. Alright, so I need to put those in brackets. Please, guys, please put that thing in brackets. Alright, dress it up, make it look nice. Alright, and then I also want a 12 on this side. Okay, so what do I do to 4 to get to 12? I multiply by 3, so it's 3 multiplied by the whole numerator. Okay, in a bracket, please. Alright, minus, what do I do to 3 to get to 12? You multiply by 4. 4 times what? The whole numerator in the bracket. Please. Guys, yo, can't stress this enough. Alright, and then what do I do to 2 to get to 12? Times by 6. What is 6 times 1? 6. Fantastic. Alright, now I see. I've done all my simplifying, I've done all my multiplying, whatever. Okay, I've got my LCD. Alright, now I want to get rid of that LCD. Okay, so that LCD, what's happening? It's being divided. I've got to divide by 12. Divide by 12. What's the opposite of divide? Multiply. What's going to happen now? The 12s are going to cancel. So if I multiply by 12 here, and I multiply by 12 there, right? Cancel, 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 cancel. Fantastic. Right, can you see that I'm just doing the opposite? Alright, if I want to get rid of something, I do the opposite. Alright, so I'm going to simplify a little bit here. So I've got 3y, okay, plus 6 minus 4y plus 24 equals 6. Alright, I'm solving for y here. Okay, solve for y. Alright, I want you to solve for y. Pause the video quickly, see if you can solve it. Alright, I assume you've paused the video. Okay, so I want to get all my y's on one side and all my numbers and everything else on the other side. Alright, so we've got 3y minus 4y. It's negative y. Right, that stays on this side. Okay, equals. Now I need to get all these numbers across here. Okay, but I can't just take them across. I'm not going to throw them anyway. Okay, I need to do what on both sides? I need to do the opposite of this. What's the opposite of addition? Minus. Okay, so this 6 is going to stay here. This 6. Okay, and then I'm going to minus 6 on both sides. It's going to cancel. I'm going to get 0 here. And then I'm going to minus 24 on both sides. And this side, minus 24 plus 24, 0. Okay, cancel. Right, or you can just say, okay, I'm going to take them across. I'm going to take them across. Okay, whatever makes you happy. Alright, then we've got 6 minus 6, which is 0, minus 24. Right, and we've got minus y. I want just y. Okay, I'm solving for y, not negative y. Okay, what am I going to do? What's happening to y here? What's happening? It's being multiplied by negative 1. So what am I going to do? Oh, fantastic. I'm going to do the opposite of multiply, which is divide. Divide both sides by negative 1. Right? This is going to be y equals positive 24. Okay, I hope this is making sense, guys. Right? I can't stress this more. Okay? We're just doing the opposite here. Opposite. Getting all my y's one side, all my numbers the other side, and I see what's happening, I do the opposite. Fantastic. You know what I mean? Okay. Alright. So, moving on. Oh, fantastic. I've got fractions. Ding, ding, ding. What's happening with fractions? LCD. Okay, what's my LCD here? Now I've got 3x, 6, and x. Okay, so let's just do my numbers. Just my numbers. Alright? So, I've got 6 and 3. Okay? 6. Alright? Now I see I've got common letters. Alright? When I've got common letters, what do I take down? The highest power. Which one's the highest power here? Either of them. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just going to take one of them down. Alright. Now, what do I do? Oh, okay. Now I need to get it on both sides. Okay, because in the equation, what I do on one side, I do it to the other. Alright. Then, what do I do to 3x to get to 6x? Multiplied by 2. What's 2 times 2? 4. Fantastic. Minus, what do I do to 6 to get to 6x? I multiplied by x. Right? What's 1 times x? X. Over here, I've got, what do I do to x to get to 6x? I multiplied by 6. Right? 6 times 6? 36. Right, fantastic things. Alright, now I see I've got an LCD on both sides, and I don't like that. So what am I going to do on both sides to get rid of it? Good. Okay, I'm going to multiply. Okay, because here I can see I'm being divided by 6x. Divided by 6x. What's the opposite of divide? Multiply. Can you see that, guys? I'm just doing the opposite. Okay, it's nothing difficult here. Cancel, 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 cancel. And what am I left with here on my left hand side? 4 minus x equals 36. Alright, now it's looking nice. Nice and simple. Alright, so I'm solving for x. Okay, so solve for x for me. Solve for x. Alright. What am I going to do? Keep all my x's one side, take everything else the other side. Okay, so let me keep my x this side. Alright. How am I going to get rid of this positive 4? I'm going to minus 4 on both sides. Okay, minus 4 is going to cancel that one. And 36 minus 4. Alright, then what is 36 minus 4? It's 32, and that's negative x. Right, but I want positive x. Okay, what am I going to do? What's happening to x over here? X is being multiplied by a negative. What's the opposite of multiply? Divide. Oh, beautiful things. Alright, now that's going to cancel. I'm left with x, and this is going to be negative 32. Alright, okay, I'm hoping this is getting into your brains now. Okay, let's see if we can do the next example. Okay, before we carry on, I want you guys to please try this on your own. Okay, so pause the video, see if you can do it by yourself, and then you can mark it with me. Okay, so I assume you've paused the video. Okay, let's jump straight into it. So I see I need to do something here. Alright, I see I've got fractions. First thing, ding, 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 ding. Okay, I need to get an LCD. Fantastic. Always with fractions, guys, always. Okay, I've got a whole number. I see that. What am I going to do with him? Over 1. Fantastic. Alright, so let's look at just my numbers. I've got 5, 3, 1, and there's a little 1 over here. Okay, so what's my LCD for my numbers? Just my numbers. 15. Very good. Right, so I'm going to draw a nice big line there. I've got 15. And on what I do on one side, I've got to do on the other side. Okay, now look at my letters. Okay, I've got Q, Q, and Q. Alright, I've got common letters. What do I know when I've got common letters? I take the highest power. Fantastic. Which one's the highest power? Either of them. They're all the same power. There's one power of 1 there, power of 1, power of 1. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one I take. I can take any of them. Alright, now I'll ask myself, first thing here, what do I do to 5Q to get to 15Q? Times by 3. What's 3 times 3? 9. Fantastic. Plus, because there's a plus there. Don't change that to a multiply or a minus or whatever you guys always do. I don't know why. Okay, we've got a plus. Keep it a plus. Alright, what do I do to 3Q to get to 15Q? You multiply by 5. What is 5 times 2? 10. And what's attached to the 2 there? The bracket. Don't forget about the bracket, please, guys. Okay, please don't forget about the bracket. Okay, now what do I do to 1 to get to 15Q? You times by 15Q. Alright, so 1 times 15Q is 15Q plus, okay, not a minus, not a multiply, not a divide. It's a plus. Okay, don't change it. Alright, then what do I do to Q to get to 15Q? Times by 15, and what is 2 times 15? 30. Amazing. Alright, so now I see I've still got an LCD on both sides. I don't quite like that. I want to simplify it a little bit for myself. What do I have to do on both sides? Oh, I just multiply by the LCD. Oh, you know, I watch in the Math Dog's videos. Okay, and he tells me I must just do the opposite of what's happening. Alright, so I'm being divided by 15Q. So I'm going to multiply by 15Q to get rid of it. Get rid of it. Alright. Now, let's simplify a little bit here. 9 plus, I see I've got a bracket here that I can multiply in. Okay, so I've got 10Q plus 30. 10 times Q is 10Q, 10 times 3 is 30. Amazing. Equals 15Q plus 30. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm solving for, solve for Q for me, please. Alright, so pause the video quickly. See if you haven't gotten to this step, please pause it. See if you can do this now. Okay, you should be, all of you should be able to do this. Alright, so I'm going to take all my Q's to one side, all my numbers to the other side. Alright, so the 10Q is going to stay here. Okay, nothing's going to happen to him, it's staying. Right? Then I've got a 15Q. Alright, on the other side. Right, I want to get rid of this on this side. So I need to minus 15Q on both sides. Okay, this is going to cancel out now. And I'm going to have a minus 15Q on that side. Or you can say, okay, I took it across the equal sign, change the sign. Okay. Equals 30 stays. Right, I want to get this 9 to the other side. So I need to minus 9 on both sides. Okay, 9's going to cancel on this side. Okay, and then minus 9 on that side. And I need to get this to the other side. So I need to minus 30 here. What I do on the left, I do on the right. So I need to minus 30. Okay, alright. So 30 minus 30 is 0, and I'm left with minus 9. Alright, and 10q minus 15q is minus 5q. Alright, and I want just q. Alright, I don't want negative 5q, I want q. So what's happening to q over here? It's being multiplied by negative 5. So what's the opposite? Divide by negative 5. Divide by negative 5. Alright, so this side, we're going to have q. Negative divided by negative, positive. And I've got 9 over 5. Right. Okay. So it's always the same thing, guys. Always the same thing. I hope you guys can see the pattern. Okay. Please, if you can't see the pattern, please re-watch the video 100 times if you have to. Alright. Notice the pattern. Maths is all about patterns. Okay. Right. Moving on. Ooh. Ooh. I've got fractions again. Ooh. But now I've got brackets in the denominator. Ooh. I'm so scared, sir. No. We do not fear in maths. Never. Never fear in maths. Alright, so let's tackle it. Okay, if you're a rugby player, you know how to tackle, so now let's tackle it. Alright, so over here, we've got x plus 2, x minus 4, 2, and x minus 4. Alright, so when I see fractions, first thing that always comes to mind, ding, 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 I want an LCD. Alright, an LCD. So, I look there, okay, I see I've got common brackets. There's an x minus 4. There's an x minus 4. Can you guys all see that? You can all see there's an x minus 4 in both of these fractions. All of you. Okay, there's nothing wrong with your eyes. Right, hopefully. Alright. So, we've got an x minus 4 there, an x minus 4 there. Alright, so what am I going to do? I've got common. So I'm going to take the highest power. Which one's the highest power here? Okay, this is to the power of 1. That's to the power of 1. Doesn't matter which one I take. Okay, because they're both the same power. Alright. Then, what else must I take down? Everything that is left over. Okay, so I'm done with my x minus 4s. Alright. I've taken the x minus 4 down. I'm done with him. Right. Now what's left over? See, I've got a 2 attached there. And I've got an x plus 2. I'm going to take it down with me, bro. Take it down with me. Come on. You know, join the party, man. You know, and then whatever's on this side, you do on this side. Okay, x minus 4 and x plus 2. Alright, fantastic. Alright, now I'll ask myself, okay, over here. Let me clean this up a little bit. Alright, so over here, this denominator, I've got x plus 2, x minus 4. Alright, but here, I've got a 2 as well. So what changed? What must I do here? I need to multiply by 2 on the top and the bottom. Okay, can you guys see that? Right, you always multiply by what's missing. Right, what's missing here? Oh, I see there's a 2 missing. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by the 2. Alright, so what I do at the bottom, I do to the top. Okay, so I've got 2 times the entire numerator, people. Okay, in a bracket, please. Goodness, please. Alright, then on this side, I've got 2 and an x minus 4. What's missing? If you compare the two denominators here, what's missing here? Can you all see that I'm missing an x plus 2? Wow. Okay, you guys can all see that. Please tell me you can all see that. Otherwise, clean your glasses, blink your eyes a little bit. Okay, I'm missing an x plus 2. Can you guys all see that? Alright, so I'm going to multiply by x plus 2 at the bottom. So I need to multiply by x plus 2 at the top. Alright, so what is 1 times x plus 2? It's x plus 2. Alright, fantastic. Alright, now I see, I've got this ugly thing here at the bottom. It's called an LCD. Okay, so what am I going to do to get rid of that? I see I'm dividing by an LCD here on both sides. What must I do? I'm going to multiply by whatever my LCD is. Okay, for short, I'm just going to call it LCD. I'm going to multiply by my LCD on both sides. Alright, and my LCDs are going to cancel. Boom. Weg is hulle. They are gone. Okay, so now I'm just left with my numerators. Okay, so I've got 2 times 2x, which is 4x, and 2 times minus 5 is minus 10, equals x plus 2. Right, so I'm done with my denominators here. Done, they're finished, they're klaar. Weg. Alright, now I want to solve for x. Okay, solve for x. Alright, so we've got 4x. I'm going to take that x across, and I'm going to have a minus x equals. Keep the 2 there. Alright, I want to get this 10 across. It's going to become a positive 10. Okay, plus 10 on both sides. Alright, then 4x minus x is 3x. Fantastic. And what is 2 plus 10? 12. I want x. I do the opposite of what's happening. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. X is equal to 4. Okay, there's nothing difficult, guys. Nothing difficult about this stuff. Okay. Alright, let's look at the next example. Okay, so pause the video. See if you can do it by yourselves. Alright, this is the last example for today. Alright, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Okay. Please comment down below, okay, if there's anything that you need me to explain further, deeper. Alright, I don't mind making another video. Alright, but you guys need to comment on my videos, please. Alright, for me to do that. Okay, so looking at this now. Alright, now I don't have brackets anymore. Now I've got these weird things here. I've got an x squared. Wow, what's happening here, sir? Nothing, guys, come on. You know what this is? What is this? You've seen this before? What is this? I've got 3 terms. I've got an x squared. Trinomial. Come on. Come on. Alright, so we look at that. 3x minus 2. Ooh, beautiful trinomial. How do I factorize trinomials? Oh, big brackets. Big boys. Right, I look at the last term. It's a minus. Oh, I know it's a plus and a minus. Easy. X squared. Oh, easy. X and x. Okay, factors of 6 that are going to give me negative 1. Ooh, I know it's going to be 2 and 3. Easy. Right, come on. Right, now, this LCD, okay, I want it on this side. Okay, so I want to try and get these brackets, alright, in the same kind of format as this. Can you see that they're not exactly the same? Okay, so this x is over 2 plus x, okay, but this is an x plus 2. Alright, so what am I going to do to make this look the same as this x plus 2? I want the x in front. Okay, positive x, positive x, positive 2, positive 2. They're the same thing. I'm just going to switch them. Okay, I don't have to take out a negative. Okay, because they're exactly the same sign. Positive x, positive x, positive 2, positive 2. Right, the only reason I'm doing this, guys, is because it's going to make life easier for you. Okay, so you don't have to change this stuff. Change it, but it's going to cause issues later if you don't. Okay, that's the only reason I'm doing it. So when I see I've got brackets here, and my brackets are looking different to these ones. Okay, I see my x's are in front here. Here my x's are at the back. Alright, I want to get my x's to the front everywhere. X's to the front, x's to the front everywhere. Alright, so here I've got 3 minus x. Okay, now there's something a little bit different here. Okay, because this is a positive 3. Hold up. And this is a minus 3. Hold up. Right, this is a minus x. Hold up. This is a positive x. Okay, my signs are now different. Now I need to do something. Okay, how am I going to get these signs to look the same? I need to take out a negative. Right, when I take out the negative, what is this thing called? It's called a switch around. Now I can switch these around. Okay, so I've got x minus 3. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go watch my previous videos. Alright, I do explain this. Alright, so now, also, something that's going to help you guys a lot with fractions. Okay, I don't like these signs here. I don't like it. I want to try and get it here to the middle. Either to the middle or to the top. Alright, because it's going to cause issues in the bottom. Okay, so, yeah, I see this is a plus. Okay, and I see that there in the bottom, I've got a negative. Okay, what is a positive times a negative? A negative. Okay, so I'm going to change this. I'm going to take it out of my denominator and I'm going to bring it to the middle. Can you guys see how it changed? That plus now changed to a minus because I took out a negative here. Alright, now can you see that my brackets all look basically the same? Okay, my x's are all in the front. Fantastic. Alright, now I see I've got fractions. First thing I think of, bing, ding, 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 alarm bells. Right, I want the same LCD. Okay, so LCD here, LCD, x plus 2, okay, and x minus 3. Okay, I hope I don't have to explain that. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, x plus 2, x minus 3. And on this side, it's also going to be x plus 2 and x minus 3. Right, if you need me to explain that, just go to the previous example. I do explain how I get to these kind of LCDs, okay? So please. Alright, now I ask myself, okay, what do I do? I look at this over here. I look at this. What is this? It's x plus 2, x minus 3. Right, is this the same as this? Yes, x plus 2, x minus 3. X plus 2, x minus 3. It's exactly the same thing. So did I change anything in my denominator? No. So am I going to change anything in my numerator? No, it's going to stay the same. Fantastic. Alright, now I look at this fraction over here. I look at this, I look at that. Is there anything different in the denominators? Right, this one has something extra. What's extra? X minus 3. Right, so I'm going to multiply by x minus 3. Okay, in a bracket, x minus 3. X times x minus 3, whatever's missing. Right, then I'm going to have a minus. Not a plus, not a multiply, not a divide. A minus. Right, please people, please. Basics here, basics. Alright, x, and what did I do to 3? Sorry, what did I do here to get to here? Right, can you see what's missing? What's missing here? Something's missing. An x plus 2. Alright, so I'm going to multiply by that whatever's missing. The x plus 2. Alright, now I see I've got this ugly LCD here at the bottom. Ugh, it's looking kind of ugly and it's making the page look long and yuck. What am I going to do? I want to get rid of it. Right, so what am I going to do? Multiply by my LCD. Okay, multiply by my LCD on both sides. My LCDs are not going to cancel. Gone is my denominator. Weg. It's gone. Alright, then I'm left with 3x minus 2 equals x squared minus 3x minus x squared minus 2x. Alright, immediately I can see I've got an x squared, positive x squared, minus x squared. What is x squared minus x squared? 0, they cancel. 0, right? Fantastic. Alright, now I want to get all my x's one side, I want to get all my numbers the other side. Okay, so I'm going to take my x's this way. Right, so it doesn't really matter which way you take them. Okay, but because I've got two x's here, I don't want to take two of them across and then take this across. Right, I just want to take one thing across. Right, so I'm going to leave my numbers on this side. So we're minus 2. Right, there's no numbers on this side, so I don't have to take anything across. Right, my minus 3 stays here. My minus 2 stays here. Right, but what's going to happen with this positive 3x over here? Okay, I need to minus 3x on both sides. Okay, now I've got minus 2. Alright, and I've got minus 3, minus 2, minus 3. And what does that give you? Negative 8. Fantastic. Alright, but I'm solving for x. Okay, I'm solving for x. Alright, so I want just x. What must I do? Do the opposite of what's happening. Okay, what's happening here? Multiply, so I'm going to divide. And I have to do it on both sides. Alright, so I'm just going to carry on here at the top because I'm running out of space. My bad. Okay, equals. Alright, what is negative 8 divided by negative 8? Ooh, it's just 1. Fantastic. Alright, and then I've got negative divided by negative, which is positive 2 over 8. But I can simplify this a little bit further. Okay, x equals 1 over 4. Okay, I hope this video is making sense. I hope this concept is making sense. Linear equations. Okay, if there's anything you don't understand, please go back in the video, go watch it over again, go watch it 100 times if you have to. Okay, and please notice the pattern. Okay, it's always the same stuff that is happening. Okay, you take all your x's or whatever you're solving for to one side, take everything else to the other side. When I've got fractions, I always do my LCD. Okay, and then I multiply by it to get rid of it. Okay, notice these things. Okay, it's going to help you a lot. Okay, and never fear when it comes to maths. Okay, awesome. I hope this video was helpful for you guys.